Okay, Jeremy has showed up today. He's my electrician. He's been doing my electrical for a long time. He's here with Cody. Cody's right here behind me. He's putting up the 6-inch cans in here. Those are for the can lights. You see he put those up. Put them here, one over here. So 4 of them go in this room. And then we have 3 going in this hallway right here that I'm walking through. We'll make sure that those are dead center. And then we'll put all these. This is in the kitchen area. So this is in preparation for our combo inspection. We're getting everything ready for combo. I have Matt coming out to start his plumbing. He's gonna get rolling on his plumbing. Heating and air is gonna start going in as well today. So that's what's happening right now. Getting everything ready for electrical, get all of our can lights in, get our panel in, get all our outlets in where they need to go, and then install all of our low voltage boxes, put all the low voltage boxes. You can see right here, Jeremy's already started putting all the switch, plug boxes in, right here, right here. He's got all those in, right? He makes a template. Make sure those are all exactly the same height off of the ground because everything has to be exact. We don't want one ½ inch higher than the other, or it just doesn't look good and it doesn't look professional. Make yourself a template, set them to the template, set them all to the same height. Everything is really nice and professional and looks really good for the customer. So that's what's happening out here right now. Okay, you recall in a previous video, I was talking about hardware, hold down, anchor bolts, and all of our hold down bolts. The inspector came out to do our sheet and shear inspection, and he went ahead and signed off the card, but he did have a few things he wanted us to address, and I'll show you right here. See right here, we put anchor bolts right here every 3 feet. This wall actually called for anchor bolts every 4 feet. We put them every 3 feet, but we did not have one within 8 inches of the end of the wall. So what we'll do is we'll drill right here. We'll drill down, and this is a Titan anchor bolt that's approved by the building department. We'll drill down, and we will blow out that hole, all the dust out of the hole, put a 3-inch by 1/4 inch washer, and we'll put one of these Titan anchor bolts within 8 inches of the end of the wall. You'll see right here, same thing. We have one here, we have one 3 feet away. We do have one right here within 6 inches from the end of the wall, but we don't want to have one on that, where that break is in the plate. We don't have a bolt there. So we'll put this washer, we'll drill, put another Titan anchor bolt, even though we have a bolt 3 feet away from that one. So this is some of the things he's asked us to do. We have one over here as well. You see right here, we don't have one at the end of the wall. So we're gonna go ahead and drill, same thing, and put an anchor bolt there. But what happens is when we're pouring the foundation, or when we're setting the forms, and then we set all of our anchor bolts, as you saw in previous videos, we have no way of knowing where these plates start and stop. So we put anchor bolts where we feel they all need to go. We make sure we don't put any out in the middle of the garage out here. We don't want any out there in the middle of the garage, right? So we put them where we think they should go. We always put a little more anchor bolts than we actually need. That way the inspector sees that we're really doing a good job. So he asked us to put anchor bolts in there. We told him we we're gonna put them in there, so we're gonna put them in there. So this is just one of the things that happens. You're always gonna have to add anchor bolts. Like I said, you don't know where these plates start and stop. We're gonna go ahead and address those issues, and then we'll be ready. And when he comes out to do our combo inspection, I'll just show him, hey, look, you told me to put them and I put them, so because we're not gonna have drywall in here yet, so I'll go ahead and point it out that we went ahead and addressed the anchor bolts that he wanted done. So other than that, that was the only issue he had out here, and he signed our card off anyway because he knows us real well, knows how we build. He signed the card off anyway. We're gonna take care of that and move forward. You can see right here, we have all the can lights in. Okay, we put them nice and straight going all the way down. These can lights right here, you can see this is a new construction can light like you see at Home Depot. This has a little screw on the side for tightening it down. But when you see a new construction box, that's what it looks like. This is for 6-inch recessed can lights. This is new construction. So when you're in Home Depot and you see the ones that say remodel boxes or new construction boxes, all of these are new construction boxes. You can move these around, okay? Put them in the center, move them around where they go, but you gotta make sure that you tighten that down and you have them exactly where you want them, because once you have those in place and drywall goes in, you're not gonna be able to move. Install can lights, just take that into consideration. If you have a house that's already drywalled, you can use remodel boxes because they're designed for you to cut a hole in the drywall and slip the remodel box up in there, and they have a method for you to hook it up. But new construction, that's exactly what that means. New construction cans for lights, that's for new construction. That's how they go. Okay, so we have the heating and air guys, we have the plumber here, and we have our electricians all here today. You can see the electricians are wiring all the outlets. They got everything roughed in. All their can lights are in for the recessed ceiling lights. All of our ceiling lights are in a straight line. You know, you want to use a laser or some kind of measuring device, then make sure those are all perfectly straight. You don't want your client or your customer looking down that and seeing crooked lights, because then it makes it look like you don't care. You don't want to ever look like you don't care. So last night I had the owner come out. He's only been out once or twice since we've been doing the project, because he says, hey, I trust you guys and you know how to do it and I don't. Well, I needed him to come out because there's certain things you need to know. Where is he going to want low voltage for televisions? Does he want TVs mounted on the wall, right? Because we always like to give you a lower outlet in case you're going to set it on a stand. We like to give you an upper outlet, right, for low voltage and for power in case you're going to mount your TV on the wall. So I had him come out last night, and we mounted everywhere in these walls where he's going to possibly want, you know, to have a television. So that's one of the things you need to take into consideration when you're going to build a house, or if you're going to have a house built for you. You need to coordinate with your contractor and go out, because if you don't do that, most contractors just keep going off the plans, you know, and sometimes the plans might have 2 low voltage outlets with Ethernet cable, right? That's not enough. So especially now with these new smart TVs, everybody wants Ethernet and computers all over the place. So you need to come out ahead of time, coordinate with your contractor, lay out everywhere that you want. You know, come out on a weekend or something when nobody's on the job working, so you're not stepping on nails, or you're not working, tripping over workers. Come out on the weekend, lay everything out where you want outlets. You know, get everything where you want it to go. Coordinate with your contractor. Say, this is where I want low voltage. This is where I want to put my DVR for my security cameras. Lay all that out. Lay out everywhere. You know, guys love to be in the garage building things and working on things, or at least I do. I don't want to speak for every guy. Lay out in the garage where you want electrical outlets, because, you know, most garages, like a track home, most garages will come with 2 outlets, one for the sprinkler timer, one over near the hot water heater, you know. So you're not going to get a lot of outlets, and most architects only draw in 1 or 2. I like to have at least 5 or 6 outlets in a garage. Like I said, I'm a guy, I like to be in the garage tinkering around with stuff. So coordinate that with your contractor, lay it all out, take some spray paint of different colors, like orange paint maybe for outlets, white paint for low voltage. Either way, whatever you want to do, whatever method you want to use, make sure that you mark out everywhere. If it's a commercial building we're building, we mark it out. If it's a dental office we're building, or a restaurant, we mark everything out with the owner or with the customer. So that's one of the things we want to take into consideration. Also, my heating and air guys are here. I scheduled them accordingly because I don't want them working on top of Matt, my plumber. You know, Matt doesn't want to be in their way. They don't want to be in his way. Electrician's over working on a different side of the house. He doesn't want to be in anybody's way. Last trade we're going to have come in here is going to be the fire sprinklers, you know, because they're going to put things where they need to go. We don't want plumbers stepping on the line, and we don't want the heating and air guys breaking the fire sprinkler line. So they're going to be the last ones to come in. As for now, we're going to continue forward, getting everything put in. We're going to go down here to this section of the house and show you where all the heating and air is going in down here, all the ducting. So another thing to consider. If you're having heating and air installed in your house, and you're thinking ahead of what you might put on the walls, what kind of wall dressings, right? You're going to have wainscot, you're going to have crown molding, maybe you're going to have 4-inch crown, maybe you're going to have 6-inch crown. If you're going to have crown molding, okay, you want to make sure your heating and air registers, the registers are where the air comes out. You don't want those right up against the wall, okay? If you're going to put 6-inch crown, you want that register far enough back away from the wall so you don't have to notch the crown molding, because nothing looks cheesier than having to notch crown molding around an air-conditioned register. So another thing for you to take into consideration. Same with your outlets, okay? You see right here, all of our switches, our switch boxes, they're 48 inches. We marked them 48 inches right here. Right here, we have these marked. We make a template, a little piece of wood, 12 inches tall. We stick it underneath here and nail them so they're all exactly the same. So these are 12 inches to the bottom. Take into consideration what you're going to have on the walls. If you want wainscot and the wainscot is going to be at 4 feet, well, then you want to mount your electrical boxes probably 4 inches higher than that, so you don't have to notch your wainscot. Some people like a high wall with wainscot on it. Sometimes they'll go up 5 feet or 6 feet with wainscoting. that's fine. You can put your outlet down in the wainscoting, but you don't want an outlet or a switch box landing right at the top of where your wainscoting is, because then you'll have to notch it and it looks like an afterthought and you didn't know what you were doing. So you don't want to do that either. So now we're going to go upstairs and take a look at what's happening up here. Okay, you see the guys are here putting the heating and air ducting in. They're up there taping all the joints. Okay, they're wrapping all the joints with insulation. They're taping all the joints to make sure this thing isn't going to leak. They're making sure they're not puncturing holes in it. Okay, you don't want to puncture holes in the ducting because then you have leaking. But they're getting all that installed up here. They're staying out of the plumber's way. He's staying out of their way. Like I said, you don't need a boxing match on the job. You know, Matt's up here finishing out his plumbing on the top floor. See right here, guys are up top tying everything into the heating and air unit that's up in the attic. They're getting all that done. They're mounting everything up here. You can see how they hang it. They're making sure they're not kinking all the pipes, making sure every joint is wrapped. Okay, tying everything to the wall right here. You can see right here in the closet, this is running down through the floor for downstairs. So what we'll do is we will frame a wall right here. We'll build a chase right here so these 10-inch ducts are hidden behind the wall. That's the way to do that. Sometimes you have to find a place to put ducting to get downstairs, you know, so you got to work around it. But these guys are going to continue forward getting this installed. They're going to make sure these registers up here against the wall are far enough back in case there's crown molding going up here. And that's it. Hit the subscribe button, join the channel. Hopefully you'll learn something by watching these projects. That'll help you with your project.